is a valuable asset, and you want to take care of your home. From roofs, siding, windows, and doors to furnaces, flooring, landscaping, and much more. This is your go-to for all things home. It's Home Answers Radio, presented by JeffBuysYourHouse.com, Access, Level 10 Coatings, Steiner Homes, Center Guard Plumbing, and by American Beam and Steel. With your host, Roger Piper.
Your go-to for all things home. It's Home Answers Radio.
Welcome to Home Answers. I'm Roger Piper. This show's all about your home, inside, outside, everything to do with it. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or you like to hire people to do it, the one promise I'll make is if you spend the next few minutes with us, you're going to pick up on some tips that you probably haven't heard before. And one thing that, we talk about: siding, roofing, gutters, doors, windows, all kinds of home improvement things. But what we don't talk about as much, and this is something that people need to be prepared for, and that is all of a sudden, my home is not right for me. Something happened. It could be an aging parent. You're moving an aging parent in with you. It could be all of a sudden there's a disability, but you can't get around your house anymore and do the things that you need to do. And Frank, that's where your company comes in, isn't it?
Yeah, that is exactly where we come in. So that's what we specialize in, is helping people who have, like you said, had that life tragedy or were born with a disability or aged into a disability. We help them stay in their home.
Mm-hmm. That's so important. And the trend has been to stay in your home rather than not. Even if it's a situation there where you have to have an extended care, facility, or even a retirement community. The trend is people really, really want to stay in their home, and I think that's cool. But you can't do that because they're not built for that, are they? They're not ADA compliant when they build a house unless you're thinking way ahead.
Correct. Most homes are nowhere near ADA compliant, and even some of the homes that are, say, 55-plus communities, the first thing you notice is there's steps to get in the front door. The bathroom's door is too small to get into. The toilet might be too close to the sink, if you were ever in a wheelchair. Great communities, I'm not knocking them. They have their purpose, but they weren't necessarily built up for that life event where I can't walk anymore.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So it's something, let's say that you're blessed right now and you don't have any of these issues. You probably should think about it, shouldn't you? Because eventually there's a possibility that could happen, maybe with you, maybe in a situation where somebody's moving in with you. You really should kind of plan ahead a little bit. And one of the ways of doing that is just write down a company in case. And with Access, you're a company that is going to be one of those phone calls, right? And when you're looking for that kind of mobility, sustainability, things like that, tell us why you should be that company that gets that first phone call.
We're not here to sell you a product. We're here to give you a solution to your problem, whether that's through construction or through a lift. We're fully licensed as a general contractor, fully licensed as an elevator contractor. So we're not going in there as a one-trick pony, say only doing ramps or only doing lifts. And that obviously, if I'm making the trip out, that's what I'm going to sell you because that's what we offer. Mm-hmm. We are going to go in there and work with you and help you find a solution. We can bring in our own personal social worker to help you find funding for it. We have OTs that we work with on the outside that can do an evaluation of your home in conjunction to what we're doing. Mm-hmm. We'll work with your doctor. We have no problem with any of that. If we need to help find you funding, we'll help find you funding. But our biggest thing is I have an amazing team of people with a huge heart. So when we're doing these modifications, not only are we doing the assessment, but you have a great team that's going to come into your house with care and make sure that it's done right. And then they're going to stand behind you for life, as most of our products have a lifetime warranty with us.
Yep. And I think that makes sense. So you offer a lifetime warranty with you.
Yes, with us. And that's we do a bathroom modification, you get a lifetime warranty. You do almost all of our stair lifts have a lifetime warranty. Mm-hmm. Our ramps, lifetime warranty. Some of the outdoor lifts, we unfortunately can't. I wish we could, but Chicago weather is brutal on anything outside.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
But that's standing behind it, so that makes a lot of sense. People don't want to think about this, but it happens. And when it does, it's a shock. I mean, it could be my in-laws are moving in, bam, my life's turned upside down. I got to find a way for, and they have issues. Or all of a sudden, heaven forbid, there's a huge disability. I mean, so you're dealing with people that are incredibly stressed out.
Yes, all of these situations are extremely stressful, right? And again, that's where myself and my team come into place. Is we try to remove all the emotion, try to help you remove the emotion, and give you a whole litany of logical solutions and realistic timelines that you can get this done with. And then you can verify what we're telling you with your OTs, PTs, doctors.
Yep. We're talking with Frank Wazalewski, and he's with Access, and you have several locations around the area. We'll talk about that in a minute. And if you want to check out more, allaccess.com. And the phone number, if you want to give them a call, you can do that at, I assume this is the Roselle location.
Correct.
Right? Yeah, the 630-616-6249, 630-616-6249. Again, allaboutaccess.com. Do you think it's a good idea? I mean, I've always thought that one of the things that you should do is put a just-in-case, folder together. And that would be, okay, I have a pipe leak. I have a tornado. I have this, I have that. Of people that I trust and I'm ready to go with, so that when the situation is stressful. Do you think it makes sense to maybe talk to some of companies like you before you need them, so that, you've done your pre-screening, you've done your things, maybe visit a location? You think it's a good idea to get a what-if file going?
Absolutely. No different than having a restoration company on hand, right?
Yeah.
You don't expect a fire or a flood or whatever, but when it happens, who do you call? Your insurance company might refer you somebody good, they may not.
Right.
So and then now you're in an emotional situation where you might make a panic decision that isn't the right one. Mm-hmm. So yes, I would absolutely advise, interviewing different companies like ours, so that in the event my parents might move in 2 or 3 years. There might be a car accident tomorrow that changes our life. Yes, I know who to call in that event.
Yep. And that takes a lot of the stress. You don't want to, use Google as your reference on that. And then, as they say, a stressed mind can't think clearly. And I think that's an absolute. So not a bad idea. Nobody wants to really think about it.
No.
But it's one of those things that you really need to do. If you are in your home and you've been there a long time, what are some steps that you can take to make your home a little more accessible, let's say as you age, or, maybe you have a child, a grandchild, a friend that's moving in that's going to be disabled, but what are some things that you can do to your house now that is not ADA compliant, maybe some modifications, so as you age, it's going to be easy for you?
A couple little things. As you age, lumens are huge. Lumens in your lighting. So making sure you have the correct lighting, the correct amount of lumens in each room, so that as your eyes deteriorate as you get older, and it happens to everybody, can't stop it, you start seeing the trip hazards. The shadows will actually be there. I mean, you'll see the shadows like you do today, and you won't trip on the stairs. You won't trip in that bathroom because you will see it. That's number one. Lever handles, number two. If you decide you're going to remodel your kitchen, are the doorways wide enough? Make it part of that remodel. If you're going to redo a bathroom, is the door wide enough? You're already redoing the bathroom. Adding that little bit to it to plan for the future is a small expense compared to the entire bathroom. Yeah,
adding those few extra inches so a wheelchair can get through your bathroom.
Correct, so you can move around better.
Or maybe reconfiguring different things. And quite frankly, since we've talked about that, homes aren't built to be ADA compliant. And that's why we need people like you. So it actually could help the resale value down the road too. When you could go to go to somebody and say, "Hey, we did this modification in case you ever need it."
Yeah, and honestly, I work with a lot of realtors where they'll call us up and say, "I have a client with a disability. They want to move into this area, but I can't find a home for them. Can you help meet us out there?" So let's find a home that's easily modifiable for them.
Well, I can see that being a phone call a lot.
Yeah, it's a frequent phone call.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah. Because somebody wants it, but it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. And what the realtors have always said to us is it isn't so much that, having a sloped ramp up to your front step versus steps is going to add value to the house. It opens your market.
Right.
So when you have somebody who needs that with a disability, are they willing to pay slightly more for something that's already built? Absolutely, because they don't have to go through the headache of waiting for construction to be done.
Well, yeah, it's really kind of hits almost in the point that, hey, I don't have to remodel this kitchen because it's already been remodeled.
Right.
I mean, so it's not a bad idea to think about your home for the future. And so that's something that you can help them out with. Let's talk about your locations. A lot of times it's a good idea when you're doing something, and it's kind of dramatic. I mean, you're changing your home. People like to see things. Tell us about your locations and where they can go take a look at some of the products.
So we have 5 locations throughout Illinois and Wisconsin. So we have Roselle in Decatur, Illinois, that handles all of Illinois and Indiana. And then we have 3 in Wisconsin in Cudahy, which is right outside of Milwaukee, Appleton, and La Crosse, which handles all of the state of Wisconsin and a little bit of Minnesota. All of our showrooms are equipped with all of the lifts, so that, except not everyone has elevators, but all of the other lifts, so that you can ride them, you can see them, you can see if it's going to fit you, if that seat's going to be right on that lift that you might want to get. If you want to see how the ramps are built, we can show you all of this, so that you know what you're getting before you actually make the purchase. The one thing is we do clearly understand is not everybody with a disability has a car that they can get into and get to us, right? So there are some things we can bring to you and show you, and there are other items, obviously, that we just can't transport, easily to have you try out. But one of the things we do as a company is if we recommend something to you and we're wrong, it doesn't work for you, we'll put in the right product at no additional cost.
We appreciate that. Frank, thanks for being on the show. Frank Wazalewski with Access. Again, allaboutaccess.com. And you can give them a call at 630-616-6249. Frank, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, Roger.
It's Home Answers on AM 560, The Answer.
Your